Okay, so imagine a school system that's designed not just for grades, but for actual well-being. That's the huge idea behind a pretty radical new proposal that was submitted to Malaysia's Ministry of Education. And listen, we're not talking about small tweaks here. This is a blueprint for a total redesign of the entire system, right from the ground up. So, right out of the gate, the proposal asks this really pointed question. Are the values and goals we say we're teaching in schools actually reflected in the school environment itself? This document suggests there is a major and honestly a pretty damaging disconnect. And this gets us to the heart of their initial argument. They basically expose a system that's completely contradicting itself. They do this by showing these stark contrasts between what the ministry wants for students and what those students are actually going through day to day. Let's start with a really basic one. On one side, you have the official goal, promote health and hygiene. But then on the other side, you have the reality that the blueprint describes, school toilets that are often unhygienic, poorly ventilated, and just too small. I mean, right there, you see a huge gap from the very beginning. And it doesn't stop there. Take nutrition. The goal is to encourage kids to eat nutritious meals, but the proposal claims that a lot of school canteens are doing the exact opposite. They're selling what it calls brain drain foods. Ultra-processed, super sugary snacks and drinks that can be neurotoxic, which means they can actually hurt a kid's ability to focus and learn. This disconnect, it even seeps into student wellness. The ministry talks a lot about healthy sleep habits, which, yeah, we all know are absolutely critical for learning. But then the blueprint points to this insane homework overload that forces students to stay up late, risking things like kidney strain and what it calls brain toxicity, which is basically the damage that happens to your brain from being exhausted all the time. And here's one last very physical example. Schools are supposed to be monitoring the physical health of their students. And yet, the proposal brings up the problem of dangerously heavy school bags, which is something people have talked about for years, that could potentially cause spinal damage in growing kids. So, the main takeaway here is that these aren't just a few isolated problems. They paint a picture of a system that's at war with itself. Okay, so after laying out all these pretty serious problems, the proposal does something really interesting. It doesn't just play the blame game. It pivots to its core philosophy, which is this. It's not about blaming the students or the parents, it's about fixing the broken environment they're stuck in. They have a name for this approach, systemic calibration. Now, it sounds a little technical, but the idea is actually super simple. Stop punishing people for failures that are really the system's fault. Instead, you recalibrate the system itself, the rules, the spaces, the way things are done, so that it naturally creates better results. And this quote from the document just perfectly captures the heart of their argument. It says it all, right? The goal should be to build a partnership with families, not to target them with penalties. It completely reframes how we should think about the relationship between the school, the student, and the family. So why are they so against things like finding parents? Well, they break it down with some pretty solid points. They say there's just no proof that penalties lead to better outcomes for students. Plus, it ignores the real root causes, like sleep deprivation. It also hurts low-income families the most, and maybe worst of all, it just causes anxiety and shame for the kids themselves. So, if you're not going to use penalties, what do you do instead? This is where we get into the actual blueprint for this massive transformation. And believe me, when they say full spectrum, they are not kidding. This plan is designed to overhaul every single aspect of what it means to go to school. I mean, just look at the scope of this thing. The blueprint lays out 8 different dimensions that need to be transformed all at once: health, emotion, cognitive, attitude, aptitude, sports, academy, and arts and skills. The idea is to redesign and sync all of them up at the same time. It's incredibly ambitious. So what's the end goal of all this? Well, the vision they lay out is pretty powerful. They want to create an education system that is, and I'm quoting them here, culturally conscious, emotionally intelligent, and scientifically precise. It's a vision that really tries to balance heritage, mental well-being, and modern science. So you might be wondering, how do you actually calibrate an emotional environment? The blueprint gets into some fascinating details. It suggests designing therapeutic spaces, using what they call emotion-responsive plants based on their color and scent, looking at the emotional impact of food, and even filtering how staff communicates to make sure it's always positive and respectful. And it's not just about feelings in physical spaces. The academic side of things gets a huge upgrade, too.
The proposal talks about integrating brand new cognitive tools and logical frameworks to totally modernize how subjects are taught, moving way beyond just, memorizing facts for an exam.
So, after they've laid all of this out, the contradictions, the flawed way of thinking, and this incredibly ambitious solution, the proposal brings it all back to one single critical question. With this massive gap between what we say our goals are and what's actually happening on the ground, who really pays the price? And the answer is just devastatingly simple. The child. That's who suffers. They're left confused by all the mixed messages. They get branded as weak or a problem when it's the system that's failing. And because of all that, they just slowly start to check out from their own education and from their own future. And you got to remember where this is all coming from. This isn't just some academic paper or a blog post. This entire blueprint was formally submitted by the Intelligence Society of Malaysia directly to the Ministry of Education and the country's leadership. It's a serious policy proposal. Which leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? When you see the depth of these problems laid out so clearly, you have to ask, is this kind of massive, root-and-branch, total systemic redesign exactly what modern education needs? The proposal argues that small fixes just won't cut it anymore. The real question is, are they right?